So let me get this straight. We're building more homes than ever, luxury high-rises are popping up like pimples before prom night, and yet, you still can't afford rent? Well, welcome back to Billionomics, where we follow the money, whether it's crashing, burning, or somehow just evaporating. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because the US housing market just walked into the bar with a kick me sign. Just build more homes, they said. It'll solve the crisis, they said. Well, guess what? We did. Back in 2008, we were building less than 600,000 units a year thanks to the Great Recession. But fast forward to 2022 to 2023, we peaked at over 1.7 million new units started in a single year. That's nearly triple the post-crisis lows, and yet the average American is still couch surfing, rent-burdened, or stuck in their childhood bedroom eating microwave burritos. Why? They're not building homes for you. They're building homes for... Wait, this guy? You know, the dude sipping espresso in a $1,500 slippers? These aren't homes. They're financial fantasies dressed up like condos. Developers are cranking out luxury units like they're Tesla Cybertrucks, but just like Cybertrucks, they look great in ads and break under pressure, so what's going on? Welcome to the era of McMansions in the sky. In the 2000s, we had McMansions in the suburbs. Now, we stack them in downtown high-rises, towering apartment blocks with luxury branding and suspiciously thin walls. Here's the luxury checklist. Faux marble countertops? Check. LED lighting that gives off Instagram influencer vibes? Check. Yoga studio no one uses? Double check. Because nothing says home like a meditation room you've never entered. But here's the truth. These buildings weren't designed to live in. They were designed to sell. To investors, not residents. This is called financialization. It means turning everything, including your home, into a Wall Street product. A luxury apartment complex isn't just a place to live. It's a commodity, an asset, a block in a residential REIT, that's Real Estate Investment Trust, aka Monopoly for grown-ups. Here's how it works. Step 1. A developer takes out a cheap loan, which is mostly millions. Step 2. Builds a luxury tower or complex. Step 3. Rents it at a ridiculous price. Step 4. Sells the building to an investment firm. Step 5. The firm flips it into a REIT. Step 6. Who sells shares to you through your retirement fund, which is your 401k? So who cares if it's empty? Not the developer. They already got paid. Welcome to the magic of modern capitalism. Profit doesn't need people anymore. Ever wonder why your rent is so high even though no one wants the apartment? It's called the cap rate scam. This is where landlords pretend their building is full just to make it seem more profitable. Instead of just lowering rents, landlords do this weird trick. Advertise an apartment at $2,000 a month. But offer 3 months free rent? That's really $1,500 a month. But on paper? Still $2,000. So when they sell the building, it looks like it earns way more than it does. That way, the whole building gets valued like it's pure gold. Even if it's half empty and smells like burnt quinoa. It's based on potential income, not actual leases. $2,000 times 12 months equals $24,000 per year income. Multiply by 20, which is the cap rate, that building's worth $480,000, even if no one's actually paying full price. That's why it's more important to look profitable than to be profitable. So what happens when reality catches up? Construction loans come due. Refinancing gets harder. Occupancy stays low, meaning buildings sit empty. And millions of investment dollars are tied up in units no one wants. If developers can't sell or refinance, guess who's next in line? That's right, the banks. It becomes the bank's problem. Sound familiar? Well, it should. We're staring down the barrel of a luxury housing bust. But here's how we're really dipped in shit. Even as these buildings fail, we're still short over 4 million affordable homes. So why don't we just build the homes we actually need? You'd think we'd just pivot to affordable housing, right? Because the system is rigged against it. Here's what's in the way. Zoning laws block denser developments. In other words, local governments don't want buildings or neighborhoods with a lot of people packed closely together. Construction materials cost a fortune and are very expensive. Lumber prices alone skyrocketed by over 300% during the pandemic and have stayed high. Concrete, steel, and drywall? all up by 20 to 50% in recent years. Developers joke that building a house now costs as much as raising a child through college, and they're not far off. Interest rates are high. Mortgage rates hit a 23-year high in 2023, peaking over 8%. That means it's way more expensive to borrow money to build anything, let alone something affordable. Financing a big housing project today is like taking out a loan to buy a Ferrari, with none of the horsepower. And guess what? Affordable housing doesn't make enough profit. Basically zero. Most affordable housing units generate 2 to 3% returns, if that. Meanwhile, luxury condos or market-rate apartments can bring in double or triple that. That's the brutal math. Expensive materials plus sky-high borrowing costs plus low profit equals no incentive. So while we wait for policies to change, the only thing we're building is a bigger gap between the haves and the have-nots. Developers want a 15% return. Affordable housing barely breaks even. So we keep overproducing homes that sit empty, while the people who need them the most are left out in the cold. Literally. And don't even get me started on the word luxury. Look, the word luxury means nothing anymore. You know what counts as luxury now? Laminate floors that pretend to be wood. Real hardwood? Forget it. If it creaks like plastic and shines like vinyl, it must be designer. Developers slap the word luxury on it and call it a day. It's like putting a Gucci sticker on Crocs and charging $2,000 a month. A cappuccino machine in the lobby? That's been broken since move-in day? But hey, it looks cool. And nothing says premium living like a non-functioning appliance next to a tiny bowl of stale mints and a fern that gave up on life months ago. A state-of-the-art gym. That's basically a yoga mat graveyard. One rusted treadmill, a dumbbell set missing all the weights under 30 pounds, and a resistance band tied in a knot from 2019. Oh, and a Peloton? Only if you count the poster of one on the wall. All of this for $2,400 a month, plus pet rent, parking rent, trash rent, air rent, ceiling rent, and a $500 move-in admin fee. Because these days, luxury means barely above livable but looks good in an Instagram post. The real luxury is finding a place where the elevator actually works and you don't hear your upstairs neighbor bowling at 2 a.m. But here's the reality check. Behind all the granite countertops and glossy marketing photos, these buildings are falling apart. We're talking leaks in year 1, mold by year 2, and a total plumbing nightmare by year 3. Some of these so-called luxury apartments are built faster than a TikTok trend dies, and with about the same structural integrity. Developers cut corners like they're speedrunning a video game, and guess who pays the price? Hint, not the developers. Residents are suing left and right. From faulty wiring to collapsing balconies, tenants are lawyering up. In some cities, tenant lawsuits have jumped by over 30% in the last 5 years. It's not just my AC doesn't work. It's my ceiling caved in and the leasing office offered me a Starbucks gift card. Cities are scrambling to keep up. These overpacked, under-maintained buildings put huge pressure on local services, fire departments, sanitation, utilities. Infrastructure that was built for one population is now serving 2 or 3 times as many people. And breaking under the weight. Literally. Some cities now have emergency repair crews just for newly built complexes. And renters? Oh, they're still totally screwed. Rents keep climbing, maintenance requests vanish into a black hole, and moving out is nearly impossible because where else can you go? The next place costs more and probably has a raccoon squatting in the HVAC system. So while the ads scream live in style, the reality is closer to you pay $2,800 a month to live in a lawsuit with a rooftop pool. Luxury used to mean quality. Now it just means expensive and shiny until the drywall peels. So where does this leave us? We've overbuilt the wrong homes for the wrong people in the wrong way, all in the name of short-term profit. And until we stop treating homes as investment portfolios and start treating them as places for actual people, we'll keep spiraling deeper into this weird housing paradox. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to Billionomics, where we follow the money like it owes us rent. Make sure to like, subscribe, and smash that bell so you don't miss next week's episode. See you in the next one.